Hello. So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today we are going to study Science, Chapter 4, ncert Class 6, Sorting Materials. So, let's get started. So, what is sorting materials? Like, when we are studying, we have a group like here I have stationaries, and in the kitchen you will find the pan, the kadhai, the plates, and all the utensils used in kitchen. And the bedroom you will find your bed, lamp, and in living room you will find your TV, sofa. But it is grouped, like you will not find your plate in your bedroom or your TV in the kitchen. That's not like, because we have grouped the things, like we have grouped the things, like when we organize we group things. In the stationery area we keep stationery, not kitchen utensils. In kitchen we don't keep kitchen utensils, we keep kitchen utensils, not stationery. So that's how, what is sorting material into group. Now let's talk about uh, let's how can we know that the chair is only made up of metal or wood or aluminum, or not made up of paper? Why? Because if the chair is of made up of paper, we can't sit on it. It's like a showpiece. We use things, not we have to keep it like a showpiece. So that's why the chair is made up of wood, metal, or etc. But if we use a paper, it's not useful like that. We sort, but how do we know what what object is made up of what material? That's when the that's when their properties come, properties of material. Like I have a stapler. If it's made up of and paper, it wouldn't staple. Or if anything like food, if food is made up of metal, would you able to eat it? No, because the food should be eaten, edible. It should not be a metal or any mineral. So the properties of material tell us why and what kind of thing requires what kind of material. So now let's go to soluble and insoluble. Now what's soluble? Soluble like sugar, salt. If we keep sugar in a water and mix that glass, the sugar or the salt will melt inside. And if we take some metal pieces and keep it in the water, it will not melt because it's not a soluble. It is properties of them. Now let's talk about their now I was talking that air is lighter than water. That's why when we when a ball or anything which is lighter like air is kept on the water, it will not fall, it will not sink or drown. So now let's do an activity to understand the material sinking and not sinking. Like when we take a leaf, and bring a glass, pour water in it, take a leaf and take a key. First dip the key will sink, then keep the leaf, the leaf will float. That's how it's made. But when now if I will keep some iron in the glass filled with water, it will sink, and if I keep a leaf, it will float. But how does the ship float in water? This is a question from me to you. So how does the ship float in water? It floats in water because of its structure. Its structure is made to float in water, like the U shape. In this way, the iron can also float in water. It doesn't sink like that. If we have a ball made up of iron, it have hollow inside and it is filled with air. That's why a iron ball also floats in water. That's how the ships also float in water. This is their structure. The structure also helps to maintain their weight. So now let's talk about transparency. So what is transparency? Like when we play hide and seek, think that that's your friend is having a dine and you have to hide somewhere. You always find a place where nobody can see you, and so that's why you never ever hide behind a glass or anything, because if you hide behind it your friend will see you. This is why you never hide behind any transparent object. Now I will tell you about three types of transparency. First is transparent like air, glass, and air, glass, water, etc. And what is opaque? Opaque is like opaque is like this is a I am having this geometry box. This is my fingers. I am making something. Can you see what I am making? Can you see it? No, because it's opaque. Nobody can see through it. And if there is a transparent object, in transparent object, little but light passes through it. Like when we use poly bags or plastic material or glass, a glass, not that glass at your window, the glass which is used for designing, you have seen in hotels and hallways, that is transparent glass. You cannot see what is happening behind that glass. It's really blurry, but little light passes through it, and in transparent the light passes through it and you can see it, and in opaque the light never passes through it. Do you know why shopkeepers usually prefer to use transparent bottles? They used to prefer transparent bottles so that the customers can see through it. Like when I go to a candy shop, I find that candies inside a jar which is transparent. I can see through it which candy I want. So that's why the shopkeeper used to have only transparent boxes. So now one more activity for you to know about that three types of substance which I told: transparent, translucent and opaque. So the activity is, take a torch. You have taken a torch. Now take an poly bag or a plastic or a glass and keep it over that torch. The light passes through it. It means it's transparent. Now take a paper. Take a paper and keep it on to the light and see if the light passes through it. Yes, it passes, but a little bit. That is the translucent. Now take an opaque object like a plate or anything, your geometry box, or keep your hand. That's the best. Keep your hand to the torch like this, and you can see the light doesn't passes through it. That's because your hand is opaque. So this is, I wanted to tell you about that three types of things: transparent, translucent and opaque. If you learned something new from this video, like this video, subscribe to my channel and share this video, and thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.